going to be added on to the video that you see on the screen. So as you all can see, 9 hours ago, I posted a video titled Addressing the Cyberbullying, Cyberstalking. Let me click on it. Addressing the cyberbullying, cyberstalking situation one last time, right? I put this up 9 hours ago. Whoops. Yeah, I put that up 9 hours ago, y'all, as you can see, right? And the title says, whatever not the title, excuse me, the thumbnail, I just put that there because I'm referencing that situation and there was an element of cyberbullying to that situation. Anyways, I posted that early in the morning, y'all. Like I said, 9 hours ago. You can see the time now is 3:58. So it was like around 6:30 when I made the video. I didn't just sit there and randomly decide to do that because I got so much backlash even for that, for making this video, right? It's just like, you know how they drop you little hints with the shadow networking software, right? Or however they do it, even directed combo, whatever, drop you little hints about things you can do to get out the program or to make them stop doing the things that they're doing. And then when you do whatever they're hinting to you to do, then they keep doing what they're doing. It's just like this, like I said, never ending vortex, and you just have to figure out how to get out and get the hell out of Dodge. And so this is what I'm working on, just trying to get out of this thing, really. But months ago, the last time that I talked about this thing, at the end of, well, really hardcore talked about it, because I hardcore talked about it, I think around the end of last year, because it kept sending me with the shadow networking software false narratives about the situation. And so I talked about it and I broke it down in a video, why I even talked about the situation in the first place, because there's an element of gaslighting to this thing like crazy. Anyways, they kept hinting at me, to apologize, that I needed to apologize and this and that, hinting that. And then when I actually did an apology video, it was like a waste of time. And I've watched other targets who talk about the same thing, how they hint to you little things, and it's not really what they're hinting to you. It's nonsense. Anyway, I haven't talked about the situation, y'all. I've made sure to stop talking about it because, like I said, I got so much backlash for it, and I know the things that I said made sense, but I'm me. You have to understand that it's Mariah Huck syndrome. So it's just a situation where I'm disliked. I'm a villain in their eyes. I've been vilified because of the whole offensive things that I said, reactive abuse, to in response to what was happening to me in the targeting. So even if what I'm saying makes sense, it doesn't matter. Because had someone else said, look, I made this video because in the old neighborhood, they were taking the current and I was butt naked in the bathroom and I was being watched on camera. My father was in the bush with this person's father laughing at me. And the people in my family know the history that I have with this person, that I was bullied. And you're going to go in the bush with his dad and laugh at me? This was before I ever made videos. Anybody would understand why I talked about that in my story. But of course, again, it's me. So anyways, whatever it is, I stopped trying to explain myself. Like I told you guys months ago, I already realized and accepted and have come to some sort of resolution with this, that I'm always going to be wrong in the situation. Not because I'm actually wrong, but because I'm me. It's Mariah Huck syndrome. And it's similar to, like I said, Married to Medicine, for those of you that are new to my channel, where Mariah Huck was being accused of taking drugs or whatever lie it was that they were accusing her of. And none of the girls on the show liked her. They all kind of had this like mob like mentality towards her. They did not like her. And then when she actually took the drug test and was able to prove that she wasn't lying, they would not open the drug test. And so this is why I keep referencing Mariah Huck and saying it's Mariah Huck syndrome. But anyways, y'all, I done came to that realization. I don't talk about the thing. It's been damn near a year since I've talked about it. At the beginning of the year, I did talk about it, but only because I was trying to catch the bus and I was innocently listening to music. And then they started to rev by and create a narrative to the music I was listening to. They started revving by, a song came on, right? Similar to the false narrative they created from the situation. And they started revving by, and then the ambulance drove by. And the next thing you know, I couldn't catch taxi anymore. The taxi wouldn't stop for me, So I talked about it in my part 1, part 2, and part 3. I forget what it's called, what it's titled, y'all. I'm not gonna go to it right now. I'm not even trying to rehash the thing, but that was why I talked about it. It was literally reactive abuse. But that was the last time I talked about that thing. It's been damn near a year. I do not talk about it. They keep trying to reignite it with the shadow networking software and sending the stuff and trying to poke at me and hope that I'm stupid enough to bite and reference the situation again. And I don't care anymore, y'all. Like I already came to a resolution with that thing. I'm not talking about it anymore. I'm done. So done with that thing. But what happened this morning is I was looking into job applications and stuff. I'm trying to get a second job. I told you guys this already. I'm struggling. I'm working security. That's my only job right now. And I'm only getting 34 hours at the moment. So I'm not making much. I'm only making 541 bucks every 2 weeks. I'm a big 32-year-old woman. I can't survive off of that. Even in my early 20s, before I ever had any degrees, when I was working at Walmart, I was at least making 700 and change every 2 weeks. So I'm struggling and I'm trying desperately to get a second job. And I've never had this type of situation happen to me. Like, I'm still trying to come to grips with not being able to get a good job. Like, I'm so used to being able to get jobs like that. And so it's difficult, but that's how it is when you're targeted. Anyway, so I was texting my mom about the situation and about rent and all that because rent is 300 bucks. And so I was just asking her if I could pay 200 this time and then 100 next time. And I'm explaining to her the financial situation. And she said, well, maybe you'd get a second job if you didn't have those videos up. She said, your social media, this is what she's telling me, is public to everyone and everyone can see the videos you have up. I said, well, my YouTube is public, but I don't have my name on YouTube. Of course, they can see via these cameras that are on me that shouldn't be on me. They can see my YouTube, so they probably do know my YouTube account. But it's not like they should know the name of my YouTube account. They shouldn't. Even my Facebook account doesn't have my real name. I have not an abbreviation. I have a nickname. I have Sherry Nursa instead of my full name Sharifa. And nurse isn't even spelled Nurse with the regular E. I use I think it's a hyphenated E. So they can't really, they're technically not supposed to be able to find my social media, but I got what she was hinting to me. I understood where she was going with that. And so for me, I'm not taking down my story. Like, that is literally what saved me. When I got back to Island, the type of false narrative that they were running with, they were literally treating me like a predator. And had I not created these videos and talked about the things that I talked about and discovered the shadow networking software, etc., that would have still actually been the narrative. So I cannot take my story down and I will not take my full story down. But that video that I got so much backlash for, that receipt video, the main thing that, they keep hinting to me is the main backlash I'm getting now. Um, that was still up. So even though I did the apology video at the end of last year, I never took the videos down. I just kind of had it for my protection, even though I realized that I'm kind of like lone wolf in the situation. Whether I'm right or not is irrelevant. And then not only that, I also came to the realization that he has a family, right? Not the realization, I knew he had a family. It's not like I don't know that. But I came to the understanding that he has a family, and so innocent children are involved. And so that's the main reason where I realized I need to take that thing down. And so I said, well, maybe that's what she's talking about. Maybe she's talking about the receipt video. Because I'm like, I'm not taking my story down. I had to tell my story. But the receipt video, okay, yeah, I didn't have to do the receipt video. It's mainly just that I kept getting backlash for talking about the thing when I told my full story. And so I'm like, well, that's an irrelevant part of the thing in the grand scheme of things. I really just told that to tell my life story and talk about the things I've been through and why I felt like something spiritual was at play. Again, also, too, at the time when I told the story, I was not aware of the shadow networking software technology. So all of these things just look like some weird type of spiritual thing, anomaly, and I didn't really understand the high science efficiency of this targeting, and that a lot of it was just really science and technology. So anyways, that's why I was talking about all the other weird things that had happened prior to my targeting, because I thought something spiritual was going on. Anyway, regardless, y'all, this is why I did the thing to this morning. This is why I created that video. I didn't just sit on my ass and say, I just want to make a video and take down the receipt video. Like, it wasn't like a random epiphany. I don't even ever want to talk about that thing again. I'm so scarred and traumatized from it. It was really that my mom hinted to me that maybe your social media is why you're not getting a second job. And so I said, okay, well, the main video I could think of that would probably be impeding me from getting a job would be that video, the receipt video, because they're often throwing digs at me about that. And so I went and I did that video, that 5-minute video, and I just talked about the fact that I was taking down the receipt video. I screen recorded myself doing it, and I just very briefly again reminded everyone why I even talked about the situation in the first place. So anyways, y'all, I just wanted to talk and clarify that because now today I got so much backlash for even making this video, taking down the receipt videos that they're always throwing digs at me about. It's like they don't know what they want. They just want to be angry. So one set of shadow networking and You know, the pushing the great thing and all this other stupid shit and pushing the false narratives to be spiteful. And I'm just like, damn, I should have just left that shit up and not made a video about it. Stupid. I'm just trying to get a job, y'all. You know, I've already apologized genuinely for the thing. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. But I'm trying to get a job and I'm trying to do the right things to get a second job. So that was why I did that. So I am going to keep the video up talking about the fact that I took down the receipt video. So I will keep that video up. But I'm going to take it down and I'm going to add this clip that I made here to that video and I'm going to repost it. So that's it, y'all. Talk to you in the next one. Just the same old shit, targeted individual. Peace out. One more thing, y'all, I just wanted to show y'all the type of backlash I started getting instantaneously. So not only with the radio were they pushing the false narrative and, you know, trying to take digs with the shadow networking, you know how they do on the radio, it's on any technological device that you're utilizing. But then they even went as far as to add me on Facebook, somebody wearing a plaid shirt, and the first name is the guy's last name. I scratched it out. So I'm going to show you a screenshot. I scratched the name out, but I'm going to show you a screenshot. I didn't scratch the full name out, but I scratched what the name that's his last name is out. So y'all can see the look at this. And the big plaid shirt. So just understand why I now felt like I needed to make this part of the video as well, explaining why I even brought the thing up in the first place. Anyways, peace out, y'all. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sharifa, and my poetry name is New Lily. If you're new to my channel, please check out the links located in the description box and comment section. And in both locations, you'll find an identical set of links that lead to videos that talk about what started my targeting in 2020, as well as links that lead to videos that talk about or shares info on the tactics utilized on targets and the technology utilized on targets. This is not going to be a long video, y'all. Not at all. Actually, I'm just addressing something that I have not spoken on in months, y'all. The last time I talked about this situation was last year because I got a significant amount of backlash for it. And I was very clear about why I said the things that I said and why I shared the video that I shared, what I called a receipt video. The problem was the things that I said got taken out of context, as usual, and false narratives were created about my motive for sharing that information. And so I have been staying clear, like I told you all, of that subject matter. I only talked about it this year, earlier in the year when they shut down the public transportation on me, because I was listening to music that they revved by for and tried to tie it to that situation. So that was the only reason the situation was mentioned at the beginning of the year. It was just documentation of what happened with the public transportation. And anyways, y'all, whoa. Let me get to the point, because I have a problem with going off on tangents, and this is going to be counterproductive if I don't just say what I came on here to say. So anyways, I apologized for talking about that situation. Last year, y'all know what I'm talking about with the cyberstalking, cyberbullying, and the receipt video. I've already apologized and I don't talk about the situation. But I'm coming on here to show you all that I'm actually taking down the receipt videos because I never did take them down. I felt like I needed them for my protection because a lot of false narratives were created from the things that I said. Again, just a reminder, the only reason I talked about the situation was because of the noise campaigns that took place in the old neighborhood. Remember, prior to me leaving or trying to relocate off island in 2022, I was dealing with gang stalking. That's what led to me relocating attempting to relocate in 2022. And in the old neighborhood, you know, I told y'all some of the things that happened. The current was taken one day while I was in the shower after I had worked out, you know, and I had like turmeric mask on my face. And I went to sit on the porch and my father was in the bush with his father and they were laughing, you know, and the current was being taken a lot back then. This was before I ever left island. This was before I ever made those videos. I never saw him involved. I saw his father. So I had no right to talk about him when I didn't even know if he had anything to do with the gang stalking that took place over there. It could have just been his father because his father knew about the things that happened in the past between him and I. And also, too, I was just humiliated because I told you all I did deal with bullying because of that situation. And then the targeting started and his father
it seemed like was laughing at me, not seemed like I saw this, was laughing at me with my father in the bush while the current was taken. So this is what led to me talking about him in my story. It wasn't for me to take shots at him. It was more so just talking about why I felt like the whole thing was spiritual in the first place. But even that was wrong, because then that tied into me talking about my roommate, who I should have never mentioned either, because I don't know if she ever did anything to me. So I do apologize. I'm apologizing again. I already did apologize, and I have not been talking about the situation. But I do want to show y'all that I am taking down those receipt videos. So I'm going over there now to do that. And then I will never be talking about this situation again. So y'all, there were 3 receipt videos that I made. 3? No, there were two. There were 2 videos I made about the situation where, yeah, there were 2 receipt videos that I made. And so I'm taking them down now. So y'all can see that's the first one. That's the second one. That was the part 2. Let me take down the part 1 now. And that one is the one that really had, like, you could say, problematic screenshots. So y'all can see it's gone. It's no longer on my channel. My full story does mention the situation, but very briefly, and it's not the in-depth, commentary that was given in those 2 videos that you saw taken down, to the point where I actually provided receipts. Again, I want to reiterate, I have never ever had any type of romantic relationship with him, and he never tried to mess with me or message me in a sexual manner while he was in his relationship, and that wasn't the point of why I posted that. I was just trying to show evidence that I did get bullied after the situation, and then to add insult to injury, the targeting that took place in the old neighborhood. Anyways, it is what it is. I got the backlash I got, learned my lesson. I will not be talking about the situation again, and now those receipt videos are off of my channel. So talk to y'all on the next one. Peace out.